What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be talking about NIO. So NIO and all of the other electric vehicle companies got some pretty amazing news today. So we definitely have to go over all of that. Off of this news, NIO is up about 17% at the current time that I am recording this video. So we are going to go through all of the unusual open interest on the option chain that I have been noticing over the past couple of days. We're going to go over all of the pieces of news that are pushing NIO stock higher today as well. So before we get into all of this information, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button, and make sure you turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. But before we get into all of this great information, I want to clear something up for you guys. Yesterday, we saw a lot of drama going on with NIO and Jefferies. So before the market opened yesterday, Jefferies came out and said that they downgraded NIO from 60 to 38.80, I think was the price. And then a couple of hours later on TD, we saw that Dow Jones came out and said that it was the exact opposite, and there was a price target raise from 38.80 to 60. Now, let's clear something up. So coming over here, we're going to be taking a look at finviz.com, and right down here, this tracks all of the most recent price upgrades that NIO has received over the last couple of months. Now, right here, you can see that on January 19th, 2021, Jefferies initiated coverage of NIO and had a hold rating of 60. So they gave a price target of 60, and then today or yesterday, they came out and said, we are going to be downgrading from 60 to 38.80, which not a lot of people have understood. And then people came out and said, well, it's actually the opposite, but that would be impossible for them to raise the price target from 38.80 to 60 if their previous price target was already at 60. So what I'm thinking that happened is that there was a severe miscommunication on all of the different news outlets, and that caused a lot of confusion to investors. So coming over to the chart of NIO, we can see that NIO shrugged off all of this drama and is now up about 18.5% on the day, and it is finally back above the $40 range. Now, 40, in my opinion, is a very key level for NIO. Anything under 40 is a very strong buy. Now, nothing I say in these videos is financial advice. These are for educational purposes only and for entertainment purposes, but NIO is at a great buy point right now. We are seeing a strong reversal, and if this could continue throughout the rest of the week, this is going to be a great swing trade for you day traders out there and for long-term investors in NIO to get into more shares and to increase their position size. So now coming over to the option chain on NIO, we've shown this in a couple of my previous videos. This is the March 19th expiration date, so this is very close to the expiration date, but options traders have been buying the dip in the form of call options on NIO over the past couple of weeks. We see a very strong open interest on these 50s with a volume of about 14,000 contracts traded today at the current time that I am recording this video. And if we go out even further, we can see that the 55s have a super strong open interest, and even the 60s have a very strong open interest. Now, if we switch over to the puts, so let's come down a little bit further, and we can see that there is some pretty highly unusual open interest, but it's nothing crazy like we've seen on the calls. We see that the 37s have a pretty high open interest with a decent volume today, but NIO looks like it is in its reversal period, so we could see NIO go all the way back up to 50 very soon, especially off of the good news that they received today. So there are two main things that are pushing NIO and all of the other electric vehicle company stocks higher today. So coming over here, let's take a look at the first one. So shares of Tesla up 18% today, bounced 5.6% in pre-market trading Tuesday after tumbling 21.6% amid a 5-day losing streak through Monday after upbeat car sales data out of China. The China Passenger Car Association said electric vehicle sales in February rose more than sevenfold from a year ago, but they fell 38% from January to 97,000 electric vehicles. Tesla sold 18,318 of these electric vehicles in February, which Wedbush analyst Dan Ives said is up 18% from January and puts Tesla's China-based sales on a strong trajectory into March. Considering the Lunar New Year in China, which took up a portion of February, we would characterize these February results as quite impressive and ahead of Wall Street expectations. He kept his stock price target at $9.50 for Tesla and rating at neutral. Separately, shares of China-based electric vehicle maker NIO, up 18% today, rallied 5.9% ahead of open after plunging about 30% in the last week, which followed a 19.7% drop in February. Now, I've said this a few times in a couple of my other videos that are based around electric vehicles, that the vehicle sales are important in determining a valuation according to the classic valuation measures for companies, but they are not the end-all be-all when giving a valuation for these electric vehicle companies. Taking a look at Tesla, we can see that they are valued at over $1 million per unit sold, and NIO is coming right along and growing at a very substantial rate with their technology and vehicle sales numbers. So we are going to see NIO, in my opinion, jump a lot throughout the rest of 2021. Now, the next piece of news that is pushing NIO and a couple of the other Chinese electric vehicle companies higher today is this right here. So Chinese electric vehicle makers NIO and XPeng eye second listings in Hong Kong. So Chinese electric car makers NIO and XPeng are considering second listings in Hong Kong, according to people familiar with the matter, as consumer demand for electric vehicles globally continues to strengthen. XPeng has approached bankers about an offering, one of the people said, declining to be identified, discussing confidential information. NIO, which like XPeng is already listed in New York, has also held initial discussions with financial institutions, people said. Deliberations are ongoing and the company could still change their share sale plans. So this would be very good news for all of the electric vehicle makers out of China. This other listing that they will be doing in Hong Kong will enable them to add some more cash to their balance sheet, but they will have to issue some more shares in order to do this in Hong Kong. So we're going to have to see how investors are going to take this over the long term, and we might be able to get some insight on what NIO plans to do with some of the proceeds raised from this offering in Hong Kong. So this overall, in my opinion, seems like it is going to be very good news for NIO long term. They do need a lot of cash for research and development and to increase their growth across the world. So we are seeing NIO trying to get into the European market, and through the job posting on LinkedIn that I showed you guys about a month ago, they are also attempting to get into the United States market a little bit later in the decade. So we are hoping to see NIO in the United States soon, but we haven't really heard anything out of NIO besides what they said on their earnings. They said that they are planning on coming to the United States, but it is going to take some time. Now, coming back over to the chart of NIO, we can see that, again, it's trading up a lot today. But again, I've said this in a couple of my other NIO videos. NIO has formed two partnerships over the past 2 weeks that are really substantial, and nobody is really talking about them. The Sinopec partnership is absolutely huge for NIO's battery swapping model. If you guys didn't know, the battery as a service essentially allows customers to buy a NIO vehicle at a pretty significantly discounted price, and then they pay a subscription service monthly in order to have access to the battery swapping stations. So when their battery runs out of charge, they can go in, pull their car into one of NIO's battery swapping stations, and in less than 3 minutes, they are able to have a new fully charged battery, and they don't have to do anything specific. The machine actually takes care of it all on its own, so the consumer doesn't have to do any type of labor to get the new battery into their vehicle. And Sinopec has 30,000 gas stations across China, and NIO has suggested that about 600 battery swapping stations will be going up by the end of 2021. So 600 out of 30,000 of these Sinopec gas stations is a very small percentage. If we could see even 5 to 10% of Sinopec gas stations having a NIO battery swapping station, that would be 1,500 to 3,000 battery swapping stations in the market. If NIO is able to exceed the expectations for the amount of battery swapping stations that they are able to put out in the market, that is going to definitely reflect in their valuation and in their earnings coming up next quarter, the quarter after, and the quarter after that. I think we could see a lot of battery swapping stations get rolled out. We are going to see the first battery swapping station at the Beijing Sinopec gas station in the middle of April. So that is going to be big news for NIO, and I don't know why not a lot of news outlets are covering this. This is huge for NIO going forward, and their battery as a service model is one of the most influential and innovative parts of their business model, and people are failing to realize how important this deal could be. So that is going to be it for this update on NIO stock. If you guys were able to buy this dip when I was calling it out over the past couple of weeks, you guys are doing great right now. Congratulations if you were to time the dip better than expected. If you bought at the bottom, you are sitting at an 18% gain right now, or more actually, on the newly purchased shares. So if you are bullish on NIO and the electric vehicle market as a whole, these dips, these short-term dips to buy are really no big deal, especially if you are a long-term investor with a 5 to 10 year investment horizon. So that is going to be it for this update on NIO. If you guys enjoyed the information I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button, and make sure you turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.